everyone. Welcome to our live stream AMA to celebrate 3 years of anniversary at IoTeX, and of course our mainnet version 1.2 release. We got the entire IoTeX core team, or not everyone, but most of the IoTeX core team here waiting to answer your pre-submitted questions on Twitter. And we're just really excited to celebrate this amazing milestone after 3 years of such intense hard work. I think just to give you guys an idea, this was our first ever code release back in April of 2018. We called it Stone Van. And it's just one of those things, looking back on what we launched, very basic features such as transaction and block handling. And it's interesting to see, how we progressed from then. And then, another big one was Iotech's Mainnet Alpha in April of 2019. This was all about when our network achieved mainnet status. We had live staking and voting on Ethereum to start. And then another big one was in June 2020, where we launched our Mainnet GA, which was a fully native IoTeX network back in June of 2020. And all leading up to another big code release, Mainnet version 1.2, which comes with Web3.js to not only make IoTeX a native ecosystem, but also expand it into the blockchain universe to cover Ethereum tools like MetaMask, Remix, Truffle, etc. So just really incredible to see the progression of IoTeX over the years. And I'm really excited to welcome the IoTeX co-founders to the stream. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
We're doing awesome. So we got Ralin, Kevin, and Jing here with us, the co-founders. And, just give you guys a little time to introduce yourselves. Congrats on 3 years. I think everyone is so excited. But, maybe introduce yourselves and share one of the big memories from the past 3 years that really stuck out.
Yeah, so this is Ralin, CEO co-founder of IoTeX. Yeah, we started back in 2017. Lots of achievement in the past 3-4 years. Regardless bear or bull markets, we are always here. We are always, pushing for the frontier for IoT and the blockchain technology. Yeah, fun facts, or maybe most important memory, I think is about our mainnet launch, probably 2 years back. It's such a stressful and unforgettable moment for everybody on the team. On the tech side, everybody is still fighting, to make it stable and reliable. On the marketing side, I know the team is just work as hard as possible, basically, to shout out to the world what we have. Yeah, so that's about me.
Awesome. Ralin's looking very metaphysical today. Kevin, do you want to go next?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hello, I'm Kevin, co-founder of IoTeX. Yeah, I think, so in the past, we have done such a big journey. In the very beginning, we started with a vision connecting all the physical worlds from the blockchain space, and from one step after another, we finally getting more and more devices onto the blockchain and more different type of assets and data onto the blockchain. This is very important, and so that so everybody can actually connect all their physical lives into the blockchain. One of my very memorable moments in the past was when we first got listed on exchanges, and also when we first get into the DeFi space, when we first launched our different type of apps, IOPay, and many ecosystem projects, and we work with our core team and external ecosystem teams, and those are very unforgettable moments. Each time, each achievement is very important to be the milestones to our journey.
Awesome. And what a journey it has been. Really great memories there. Jing, what's your favorite memory? And of course, introduce yourself, please.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Jing, co-founder of IoTeX. Yeah, so when today we celebrate, this 3-year anniversary, I just cannot kind of just like help, remind me of how IoTeX, began. Actually, just like, my most memorable kind of, experience is actually how we started this idea actually in a coffee shop back in Silicon Valley. So at that time, we just, kind of discuss all the ideas, and also we look at, what the future will be look like. And then we say why, we see the future will be, machine will be everywhere, and, machine will know everything. But still, just like, when we look at what we have now, only have the centralized, system to control everything. And basically, this is how just like, everything start out. And we kind of just like say, hey, we need to, kind of just like build up a decentralized ecosystem to, manage, register all the device, and, to manage all the kind of the value data, give back the ownership of the value data to the, the actual users, right? And then we start to write the white paper, spend 4 months, and start to kind of build, hire the team and build the code, have the first, kind of the testnet release. It has been amazing 3 years. A lot of the, memory. And now we are so proud of the team, what they have achieved.
Definitely. And, we have the entire team to kind of celebrate this major milestone. But, a testament to you guys, as the co-founders, to drive this vision into reality. So we're going to start with a session with the co-founders. We took your pre-submitted questions on Twitter, and we've chosen about 15 to 18 of them to answer throughout the session. We're going to start with the co-founders, and we're going to do a tech session with Xin, Dustin, and Simone. We're going to do a marketing session with myself, Lori, Alina, and Saul. And at the very end, we're going to have a live AMA where you can ask your questions on Twitter or YouTube. We're live streaming on both right now. So just to kick things off, I'm going to shoot you a question, Jing. What is the main purpose of IoTeX, and what has been achieved since the founding of IoTeX from LAPU54804A19 on Twitter?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Actually, just like, I think this is kind of how we would grow until now, right? Actually, the purpose of IoTeX, it's come from, the, kind of the co-founders, they shared a similar vision. In future, machine will be everywhere. But when we look at, what we have actually just like, back, 3.5 years ago, the entire infrastructure is controlled by centralized entity. So in our vision, we believe in future, or if we want to, the humans and the machines, they can interact with, the trust, privacy, and the free will. They need to have, a totally open sourced, a totally kind of a globally accessible, and, such a trustless, permissionless, infrastructure to really kind of just like, to empower all the devices. So I think this is the purpose of the IoTeX platform. And since then, I think IoTeX, already keep building and, achieve so many things, from the design of the infrastructure, the blockchain infrastructure, to, we actually launched, the blockchain, and then just like all the tools, which is, we building on top of the platform, including, the development tools, the hardware tools, the cross-chain tools, the real data oracles, and the hardware component with the TEE embedded. Those are just like we achieved within 3 years. And this year is actually the fastest growing year for IoTeX. As we explained, to our community, this year is an ecosystem building. We already see a lot of the, ecosystem project. They just have a successful bootstrap and launch in our community. And we have many, we still have many ecosystem projects they are in building, and we will help them to get their success. I think, this is basically a very short, kind of, brief of what we have achieved. But, remember, we are just get started. And but we are so proud to see IoTeX from just a white paper to working protocol and blockchain to such a growing community. And eventually this will be ecosystem driven and community driven project for the long-term social good.
Definitely. I think I'm just reviewing the chat here. Everyone's so excited about the price, but I think it's really about the progression that we've had over the past 3 years, right? As Jing said, really laser focus on achieving our mission of bringing this blockchain and IoT vision to life, and just very incredible to see the progress we made in the past 3 years, and also what we're doing for the next few years. So we're going to move on to the next question here. This one's targeted at Rowland. You guys have worked so hard to make IoTeX a success so far. Will you try to be a top 10 project, and what are your strategies? That's a juicy question from Lehian 2667.
Yeah, that's a tricky question. I have no commitment, to making IoTeX a top 10 because I don't know what's the standard for top 10. But definitely, I think IoTeX is one of the best projects, or will be one of the best crypto projects, on the market. Not sure if you guys heard about Ben Graham has said this, in the short run, the market is a voting machine, but long run is a winning machine. I think we are definitely shooting for the long run here. The strategy, I think it's pretty simple, right? So if you look at the history, Bitcoin starts probably 2008, 2009, 20 years back. It's basically opens up another money market, aside from the traditional financial money market. Then Ethereum basically introduces smart contract, basically opens up this money market to different various of assets, right? More assets actually can be flow into this market, can actually exchange values in the market. So that's why Ethereum becomes a top 2 project, I think, on the market. Then this year, I think everybody is seeing the rise of a BSC, Binance Smart Chain. I think what they have done is also very interesting. So they actually combine the SIX, the centralized exchange, together with the decentralized exchange. So basically, they are even bringing the assets from CEX users basically onto the blockchain world. So they are creating even a bigger marketplace for assets, right? So how can we be better? I think a crypto basically opens up lots of possibilities here. Basically, what we want to do is introduce even more assets into the crypto, into IoTeX ecosystem from the real world. Everybody knows crypto for now still just a tiny fraction of a traditional financial a marketplace. So if we can do something, I see some teams are trying the synthetic assets, the stocks onto the blockchain. So they are trying this. Definitely we are on the same vision here. If we can bring even probably 1% of assets from the traditional finance market onto the blockchain, onto IoTeX ecosystem, I think we will be the top, not even top 10, maybe top 5, top 3, who knows. But I think that's how I see how this thing grows, from Bitcoin very beginning to up until what we're seeing right now.
Awesome. There's a lot of alpha leaked in that statement, Rowland. Yeah. I think it's we're looking forward to even more growth of IoTeX going forward. Here's another question, and it's kind of extending what you're talking about, this decentralized finance world. And we're going to target this one at Kevin. So Kevin, how important is decentralized finance for IoTeX? And how will DeFi and IoT, or DeFi-IoT, fit into the future of IoTeX and improve our lives? From WanCac21 on Twitter.
Sure. So first, I'd like to see DeFi, or decentralized finance, is a very important foundation to blockchain in general, not specifically for IoTeX. It's for for blockchain. Blockchain itself, by definition, is decentralized, and finance is a very important part of it. And IoTex's vision is connecting the physical and digital worlds. I would say in the future, machine economies will be just part of our life. For example, I think robotaxi, for example, there could be payment, financing, lending, and fragments, ownership, many different parts of it. Those are actually DeFi. And I would say even nowadays, with more and more different type of like assets, just like Roland mentioned, and also devices on IoTeX. People just need DeFi protocols to do many different things, just like lending and payment via stable tokens, and connecting different blockchains using Crosschain protocol, and even prediction, so that you can hedge there some assets. So this is what I would say. But also currently with our Mainnet version 1.2, IoTeX will be compatible with Web3. So users can first use MetaMask and other existing tools to connect to IoTeX. It's much easier. And also the developers can also use existing development tools to develop DeFi protocols. I'm pretty sure there are going to be a lot of new DeFi protocols on IoTeX.
Definitely, and that's definitely going to be fueled by our mainnet version 1.2 release, Web3.js, to bring MetaMask, to bring all these different tools, and bring DeFi to IoTeX, but in the IoTeX flavor, right? DeFi IoT, bringing IoT data mixed with the concept of finance on the blockchain world. So really exciting to see the progression of that. Thanks for that answer, Kevin. Moving on to the next question for Jing. This question is from KShivam123 on Twitter. I love the concept of IoTeX, and I think it's the future. When can we expect that IoTeX IoT devices will go completely mainstream? Building off of UCAM and Pebble Tracker, of course.
Sure. Yeah, we also love the concept. I will say, how you define the mainstream, right? We start with UCAN back in 2019. At that time, there is no such concept yet in the market, and we are actually the first one to build this concept into a real product. That's the reason we won the first CES Innovation Award. And then after just 1 year, we bring this real product UCAN into the market, launch on our own website and Amazon. And now after another 1 year, we see UCAN start to be featured by many of the tech magazines, get into their stores, and very soon we see UCAN will actually be brought into the physical stores. We see this journey as just how an innovative product or concept from the origin, right, from the design, to gradually get into the mainstream. So this, the first initial stage will be really, really hard. But once just this get people's hand, first get into the early adopters and they like it, and then they start to have this kind of network effects, and also just start to gradually get into more and more people's hands, right? The good thing is through this past 2 years, we are learning from our users, right? And also we have built this infrastructure, and we try to standardize this infrastructure. So in future, it's not by us, it's not by the IoTeX team to build, design all those infrastructure. We open source everything, and we standardize those, become a kind of open protocols. So to empower other manufacturers, developers, leverage on our tech, and to build up their own hardware applications. So this is basically how to get into the mainstream, really in the hands of our community, in the hands of our dev and partners' hands. And we will see have a very bright future, but still we need to have patience. This is how the real kind of revolution become the reality. Yeah, so for us, we will see 5 to 10 years.
Long journey, right, to make this whole vision of a decentralized machine economy happen. But as you can see, it's already underway, right? We have 3,080 devices. Really incredible to see the number of devices growing. Burn Drop V2 just launched to celebrate the 3,000 device milestone. And as Jing mentioned, more channels for UCAM coming. Of course, our big Pebble Tracker launch coming as well. So putting devices and real products in the hands of the community is something that we've always envisioned and are executing step by step. So that's great. In the spirit of partnerships, the next question we have for Rallen is, making partnerships with other projects can drive growth and also lead to more investors. What projects do you want to partner with in the future from Pachi Riego? Don't really get anything too much, but give them a good idea of what's coming up.
Yeah, great idea. I think this 1.2 launch will opens the door for lots of opportunities here. Definitely like one set of developers, one set of partners we're engaging with is from the Ethereum world, BSC world, who's doing this Web3 DApps, no matter for DeFi, no matter for gaming, no matter for NFT, no matter for like a prediction market. So we're engaging probably like 10, 20 teams right now. So hopefully they will launch something on top of IoTeX. I'm pretty sure like at least a big portion of them will. So that's like one set of, there are also some big names over there too. Just some alpha leak. I saw some people were asking. A second group which is like even more important, I think, for IoTeX is what we call this IoT network, Internet of Trust Things network. For now, we have UCAN, 3,000 UCANs already in this network running. We will have people on board probably in Q3, early Q3. And we are also working with some different like the hardware manufacturers, some IoT developers to bring even more devices onto IoT network, which of course you guys know will trigger burn drop, but most importantly, it will like brings in different utilities from the machines, to IoTeX, which will make IoTeX like a real vivid ecosystem here. Yeah, so that's my answer to this question.
Awesome. Yeah, we signed so many new partners recently, and it's really exciting because it's not just about IoTeX, the platform anymore. It's about IoTeX, the ecosystem, right? And that's something we've been chipping away at for the past 3 years. So all the partners out there that are looking to build on IoTeX, give us a shout, and we'd love to welcome you into our growing ecosystem here. And the final question for the co-founders, to Kevin, IoTeX is already a top decentralized smart device system. What do you expect for the future? And what's your biggest goal for the next 5 years? From Tagubo from Twitter.
Sure. Yeah, thanks for the question. I would say in 5 years, I really like to see the world with most assets data are connected to blockchain and powered by blockchain. Of course, IoTeX will be such a decentralized network for all human, machines, apps, assets. Also, developers can easily use blockchain to develop their apps. Not like today, it's still kind of hard. And also, all the blockchain are connected. So my goal is for sure to make this happen. But of course, we cannot just make this happen by ourselves. We really like to see more and more developers to join this journey.
Absolutely. Developers, the core of the next phase of IoTeX, right? Really bringing on not only more devices, but more DApps and just growing the ecosystem as a whole. So, thank you guys so much to the co-founders for joining. You're going to jump back on at the end to do some live questions as well. But we're going to move on to the next section with the tech team. Let's just welcome them in now. So we have Simone, we have Dustin, and we have Xin to take on the next series of questions here. So I'm going to drop the co-founders off. Thanks. We'll see you guys in a bit. And hey, guys, how's it going? Welcome. Simone, Xin, Dustin, very big members of the IoTeX core team that's helping to launch all of this great technology. So, we just want to start with a short introduction of you guys. And what's a great memory from the past 3 years of IoTeX that you remember? Maybe start with Xin.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Xin Fan, head of cryptography at IoTeX. Mainly leading the research and development activities here. During the past 3 years, the entire IoTeX team has been working very hard to realize our long-term vision to bring the machine economy to the world. A lot of good memories. especially when when we achieve the main milestones such as the mainnet launch and number of new hardware have been products have been introduced to the consumer market, to enterprise market. I think that's pretty much all the good memories I have for achieving those tremendous milestones.
Awesome. Yeah, bringing real products to market is definitely a great memory from the past 3 years for sure, and something that I think is very unique to Iotech and something that we're only going to continue from here. So, Dustin, give us a short intro and share one fond memory you have of the past 3 years.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm a tech team guy. I'm actually kind of started from day one of the IoTeX, and it's been a truly amazing journey for these 3 years. I think, one of the best favorite memory is really the launch of the mainnet. Like everybody was in the small room, and the front end put a countdown page, right? Like 59, 58, and everybody take his camera ready, and we do the countdown together, 10, 9, 6, and until 2, 1, and boom, the mainnet is alive. So it's truly amazing, to see that something you worked on kind of came into birth. So that's my favorite memory. Yeah.
Definitely. I still remember that too. I think we had a little champagne at the end of that back in the day. Definitely some good times, right? Simone, a very valuable and well-known figure in the IoTeX network, so may not need too much introduction, but give us an intro and share one of your favorite memories from the past 3 years.
Well, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Simone, developer advocate at IoTeX. I was not part of the core team from day one, but I joined past summer in July. But I've been part of the IoTeX community from day one. I'm a computer engineer specializing in industrial automation, robotics automation. That's probably the reason why I got so interested in the IoTeX white paper when I first ran into it in 2018. I also actually have quite a lot of good memories during the past 3 years. I think one is the first IoLove campaign. I remember we had a lot of fun participating into it. We made a big painting on the wall at home, actually. But I think the best memory I have is when we organized the first international local meetup of Iotech that was held in Italy, in Rome. And I remember I met with Larry, who came to Rome, and we had this meetup together. I was very nervous. Then we had to have lunch together in Rome. It was really a fun day. I had a lot of fun. That's a great memory I have from IoTeX.
I remember that day too, Simone. It was great. It was still very early days, and we had the first meetup of IoTeX in Rome and met some of the great international community members. So a lot more to come on the community side with the next session, but we're going to jump into some tech questions, guys. Of course, centered around Mainnet version 1.2. So this is first question going to Dustin from my LHE on Twitter. Congratulations on the launch of Mainnet version 1.2. How will this upgrade give new impacts to your platform and to users and to developers?
Yes, for the past 2 to 3 months, the entire engineering team was really working really hard day and night towards this launch. I think this upgrade, I can kind of talk from 3 aspects. One is to the backend side. We put in a lot of features that really increase the stability and new features of the backend. For example, we kind of reorganized the database storage to give it a big reduction, and we also adding some new features like faster transaction query to help the and also there's one thing, for example, in the past, if the network disconnect, it kind of cannot get back. So we found that problem and give it a fix. So now if a delegates node get offline, get up online again, it can definitely keep working. The second thing is, I think our based on that improved backend, our front end team really put on really launched a new set of great tools recently, like IoTube, Cyclone, and also we had this really good feature of Web3.js compatibility, which means now you can simply flip a switch in the MetaMask tools. You can just set to our backend endpoint, then you can send the transactions to the IoTeX network, just as how you operate the MetaMask in your familiar way. So I think this kind of gives us a very good compatibility into the Ethereum and also the DeFi ecosystem, that because you can now operate those tools you are familiar with on the IoTeX blockchain seamlessly. Yeah, and we also had a lot of some other POCs going on. I think, yeah, so with this new platform based off of version 1.2, I think it opens up more possibility and a more landscape for the IoTeX to come in the next near future. Yeah.
Definitely. You know, Mainnet version 1.2 is a major upgrade, again, not just to improve the IoTeX platform, but also to bring new capabilities from outside. Yeah. You know, it's really about the ecosystem and building out from there. So thank you so much for that, Dustin. Xin, one question for you. As you can tell, you got a lot of fans on the internet. Xin in his gaming chair, putting out code like a badass to deliver Mainnet 1.2. This question is for you. It is, can you share what is the main focus of the IoTeX team and what technical features you're planning to add to your platform in the future from CryptoBoy237?
Yeah, it's a very nice question. So yeah, the IoTeX aim to realize the long vision to really enable the machine economy in a decentralized manner. So from the long-term run, we need the joint work from multiple teams within IoTeX. For the hardware team, we are going to bring a more trustworthy IoT device to bring to the IoTeX blockchain, and also define what's really the requirements to enable other people or ecosystem partners to bring their own device to the IoT ecosystem. Also our blockchain team working on the new features to connect the different blockchain platform, as well as provide the other tools for the blockchain developer for easily developing the decentralized applications. The productive team more focus on the all kinds of DeFi applications to enable people to establish the data marketplace, to enable you to tokenize your data asset from your IoT device, etc. So that's all of our activities actually working on right now. So essentially, we welcome all the developers to join the IoTeX ecosystem to help us to realize our long-term goal.
Definitely taking what we've done already, of course, you know, connecting multiple types of devices like UCAM and Pebble Tracker, and you know, bringing more of this, more devices, more capabilities in the next few years, and that's also, you know, at the protocol level of things, not just individual one-off devices, but making IoTeX the universal machine protocol. Thanks for that, Xin. Simone, do you plan to have, do you have a plan to onboard developers to create applications in the IoTeX blockchain? And why should DApp developers consider IoTeX? Also from CryptoBoy237, thanks for all the great questions.
Yeah.
Simone, as a developer advocate, what do you think about why developers should choose IoTeX?
Yeah, good question. Well, of course, we are plans in this direction. Developers are pillars for projects like IoTeX, especially for projects like IoTeX, because we not only need like general blockchain developers, but we also need embedded developers, IoT developers, and blockchain developers who want to like create a whole new types of products and systems that are based on IoT devices and data. So, of course, we are already in talk, as Roland anticipated, in talk with many teams who are developing blockchain applications on top of IoTeX, which involve, for example, Pebble Tracker, machine learning. Most of them have joined our developer program funding, which is Halo grants. Many more are showing up with many exciting new ideas. And everyone is welcome, basically, to join us in these regards. I think this release of the IoTeX blockchain is the demonstration that we are really stepping on the gas regarding this aspect of developer onboarding. With the Babel release and Solidity, together with Solidity compatibility, we are basically welcoming Ethereum developers from everywhere. Then we will have coming soon a new EVM release, newer version. We will have a new landing page for developers. We have the new Discord channel. By the way, if you are a developer, you're watching this video, join the new Discord channel. And of course, we are also reaching out to many popular teams to invite them to join the IoTeX platform. And you as a community, I think you should also do the same. So reach out to your favorite teams, your favorite projects, and invite them to build on IoTeX.
Definitely. No, that's really exciting. You know, it's generally really the theme here, right? It's really about enabling others to build on the platform.
Yeah.
And taking IoTeX to the next level in that way as a community, right? So, you know, the next set of questions for Dustin, how do you keep your technology simple and user-friendly, as well as highly secure? Keep up the good work, by the way. And this is from Christus NL from Twitter. So yeah, how do we balance usability and technology as kind of like a philosophy in the IoTeX platform?
Yeah, this is a very interesting question. So I'm kind of like maybe talking from the engineering aspect. So number one is how do we make the technology simple and user-friendly? That is, internally, we actually treat all these feature requests very seriously. Whenever there's something to do, we will go several rounds of like discussion. Sometimes can go to like debate, like, hey, what's the best way to do this, right? I feel this is the best way. You feel that's the best way. So we kind of really, you know, do brain game to really debate and fight. What's the best solution to do that in order to make things correctly? And as far as user-friendly is, we actually take good inputs from the developer community and our community. Like what are the features that people wanted to use? One example might be in our CTL, right? People in our command line too. People want to have this feature, that feature. So we're going to see if this is a reasonable request or to support that. A good example would be to support like the hardware HDW special kind of format wallet, right? You have a master key, then you can easily generate multiple keys that comes from like a community input. And as far as how to keep the code highly secure, that's really kind of a challenge, right? So internally, we treat our code very seriously. We do very rigorous code review. Like everyone needs to fully understand what's going on with this code, what this code is going to bring about to the code base. And we also have a rigorous test to test every code we're preparing to launch, from like unit test, integration level, end-to-end test, and also we put them into a simulation cluster similar to the real like testnet, mainnet. We test them on simulated clusters. We test it on testnet, and then before we roll out to the mainnet. And also, I think we also get some very good inputs from like security researchers, like white hat hacker, right? Sometimes they will send us to say, hey, you know, I found a potential vulnerability, and we would really welcome that kind of inputs, right? Because this is a community project, and you know, many heads is better than one. So we'll take a look at, oh, is this really a potential threat? Is this really a potential problem? Then we would love to work with those guys to kind of see, hey, yeah, we could maybe improve this, you know. So yeah, I think overall, in order to achieve these three things, it's really kind of like very challenging, but we are doing our best, and we want to thank you for the support for the community and developer community. Yes.
Definitely. It's a team effort, right? So very positive feedback loop, you know, listening to the community, understanding what the needs are, and implementing them in a very secure way is the IoTeX philosophy for technology. Xinqing, this is a juicy one for you. Can you provide any insights or updates on IoTex's involvement with industry consortiums like the IIC and the Confidential Computing Consortium from BCAT? Lots of numbers. Let us know, as the chair of many of these top industry consortiums, a little bit about the research side of IoTeX and how that plays into the overall platform.
Okay, so yeah, IoTeX, we have been very actively participating in all the activities in the industry consortium, like IIC, CCC, and the other standardization bodies. As you all know, IoTeX is a frontier for building the Internet of Trust things platform using blockchain technology. We are very happy to bring our first-hand experience and insight to those industry consortium. And together with other experts within those organizations, we are trying to define what's the best practice when using the IoT and the blockchain, as well as what the future standard should looks like. So from the device perspective, as well as from the blockchain perspective, we collaborate very closely with those members within those industry consortium to bring the new features to either their existing products or to define what the future should looks like. That's we are continue keep playing the important role in those organizations and try to really define what's a decentralized future. That's keep update for all our future updating. For our activities within those organizations. I think that's very important to ensure the long-term sustainability of the entire project.
Definitely. Xinqing is working around the clock with, some of the biggest enterprises in the world in these industry consortiums to not only, facilitate the development of, what the future looks like for blockchain and IoT, but also to, share the insights that IoTeX has gained over the past few years and bring it to the mainstream, right? So, Simone, this is the last question for the tech session. But what are your favorite features of the IoTeX platform that you think makes it better than competitors? And what's the competitive advantage of your platform that you feel most confident about?
Yeah, this answer actually was also addressed the part of the past question. Why should the app developers consider IoTeX, which I did not answer, and I'm answering now. Well, that's not easy. I don't know where to start here, actually. But for example, I could say the IoTeX blockchain features 5 seconds block time. Transaction fees are really extremely low. We have smart contracts. We support Solidity. Now with Babel and fully support of Web3.js API, everyone should come to develop on IoTeX. But actually, I give my opinion here. I think it's not only the specific technical specification that makes a project great to build on. Those technical specifications have to be there, and they are here at IoTeX. But developers who come to IoTeX will have the opportunity to really work on the frontier of the IoT and blockchain technology. We have already released advancement in terms of secure hardware oracles with Babel Tracker, in blockchain-based security cameras with UCAM. We have introduced our unique barn-drop IoT tokenomics. And so developers would basically find a unique platform in IoTeX that is already bootstrapped, and they can join it with their products and their services. Also, we have full compatibility with Solidity and Babel API, which brings Web3.js. This is an important choice, I think, made by IoTeX, which makes the difference. Why? Because many other projects, blockchain projects, have introduced their own languages, their own technologies, their own APIs, but more often than not, this resulted in very low adoption. At IoTeX, you will have the choice. You can bring your decentralized applications from Ethereum to IoTeX with no change and start being productive from day one. But also we have our own specific additional features and technologies. And we have our own antenna SDK for those developers who want to do more and use IoTeX at full power. So yeah, I think there are a lot of good reasons to move to IoTeX. So everyone is welcome, of course, to come and explore what they can do with IoTeX.
Awesome. Thanks for the answers, guys. I think, oops, I don't need to focus on myself. Really great answers. I think the tech development of Iotech, putting a name to a face, these guys are the ones that really drive the development of these things day in and day out. So, thank you guys for the hard work. Congratulations on 3 years and more code releases to come, right? So let's look forward to the future. So that's the tech team session. We're excited to bring in even more team members here. We have Lori, we have Saul, and I think Alina is going to be joining very soon. So say bye to Simone and Dustin and Xin. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Hey guys, how's it going? Very good to see you guys live here. And now it's the marketing and community section. We all know how important getting the word out about Iotech's mission is, and of course community. So we'd love you guys to give a short introduction and share one of the memories you have of the past 3 years. Maybe Lori, start with you.
Sure. Hello, everyone. I'm Lori. Yeah, I'm in the marketing team. I basically have a marketing background for around 6-7 years, most of them in tech companies in Bay Area. And then I joined Iotech pretty early, like late 2017. And at that time, I just basically focused on all the marketing and community management stuff with our team members, and gradually grow the community all around the world, and also support the product buildings on the ecosystem. Hi, Alina. Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Yeah. So my the impressive memories about Iotech is, I think, I want to say 2 things. One is that when we first launched our mainnet alpha, so that's basically a very big day for all of us. That was a very early age, and then that is the first time that we really bring something out to the community, and that is really the infant stage of our products. And everybody worked so hard day and night for several months, and when we really launch it, it's really very excited for us. And the next thing is that when last year we launched our UCAN, and that's also a very big day for us. And that is also the first time we see a real product really be presented to the community, and you can just really buy it and touch it and use it in your daily life, which is developed on our platform. Yeah, so this is the 2 things really it's very valuable to me. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Lori. Alina, give a short intro and maybe share a little bit of your favorite memory over the past 3 years.
Sure. Hi, guys. Great to see you. So I'm a global community leader at Iotech. Been with the project almost since the beginning, and so the community grow and become international. Right now we have over 15 groups in all the countries that you can name, and we're growing with every day. Speaking of a favorite memory, I would agree with Lori and name UCAN lunch, rather presentation at CES last January in Las Vegas. That was a great time to work with a team in person that we didn't have after that due to the circumstances that we know, and be able to travel. But also the most important thing is to be able to launch a real product that's powered by blockchain. Do something that no other blockchain project has done, and be able to be there physically to present it to people, get their feedback, get their reactions, answer their questions, and just observe how the audience reacts. So that was the most memorable event so far from the recent ones. Of course, there were many throughout these years, and I hope we're going to have even more of them.
Definitely. Alina, you got a lot of fans on this stream. As someone that's been here for even longer than most of us have, OG of the project for sure. So looking forward to more memories. And Saul, really great to have you here as well. Maybe introduce yourself and also share, one of the memories from the past few years.
Sure. Thank you very much, Larry, and hi to everybody. My own background is as a journalist. I was with Reuters, the news agency, for a long time, and then I fell in love with blockchain a few years ago. And I think anybody who falls in love with blockchain should fall in love with Iotech. So I was lucky enough to jump on board a couple of years ago, help with the communications and particularly talking to the media. So my best memory is going to be connected to the media, and it's one of those things which is really small if you think about the project overall, but it made my heart beat a bit faster, and I had a smile on my face. One day I just woke up, and in the media there was an article that cited Xin and called Xin an expert. And it wasn't actually an article that we had been working on or we had been trying to seed. But for me, it was the fact that now the world had woken up, and on their own, they'd seen Xin quoted elsewhere. They'd seen what IoTeX was doing elsewhere. And another media publication decided on its own to cite Xin as being the expert. And I think that's so reassuring for anyone involved in the team that we have real expertise at IoTeX. There's no other project like IoTeX working so specifically on IoT and blockchain and that nexus. And it's absolutely right that the media should think of the team as the experts. And so for me as a communicator, it was heartwarming to all of a sudden see that the world was recognizing that IoTeX was actually the expert on this.
Yeah, and thanks so much, for the incredible work on the media side. For those that don't know, Saul is the media PR lead, partner of IoTeX, and getting the word out into many, many communities. And Saul, I know you have a call maybe at 10 a.m., so we're going to start with a question for you here, and that is about, I know IoTeX is real products and is unique compared to others. What real life problems can IoTeX solve? And how will people benefit from it? What are you pushing to the media? What's the narrative that is really hitting home these days?
Well, this is actually a great question. This question encapsulates some of the really important elements of IoTeX, if you think about it, because yes, IoTeX is unique, and it's really important for any company to have this unique value. But if you think about it, there is no other company that's an IoT-focused blockchain that actually has products, right? And that's what sets IoTeX apart. So, I know where the question is coming from, and it resonates with me. The important thing is, well, what's it all for? When you talk about a blockchain, cryptocurrency, it can often seem rather conceptual. But, IoT isn't that. IoT is what we live with, right? These are devices in our real world, so we have to be solving real life problems. And that's exactly what IoTeX does. I think the really important thing to notice is how IoTeX started everything from a vision. And that vision came, right from Rowland through the company, and the vision is Internet of Trusted Things. This was a category that IoTeX itself created, owns, and it's so important to understand that the real world that we live in has to be, sure, it's going to involve IoT, the Internet of Things, but those things have to be trusted. And they can only be trusted if they are built in the way that IoTeX, the IoTeX platform enables, by allowing us to own the devices, own the data of the devices. We often think of ourselves as owning devices, but really we are owned because the data that's generated, that's owned by somewhere else in the world. But IoTeX has produced its own products in the real world that have this benefit. What's the benefit? That all of a sudden you have a choice. The choice is that if you're having an IoT device, you own the data and you can do things with it, or you can keep it all to yourself. If you think of Pebble Tracker, Pebble Tracker is wonderful because it helps individuals and it helps companies. I was thinking about how, or you might talk about Pebble Tracker in a car. A rental car agency would benefit because using that tracker, they can know where the car is. Does it go across state lines? Is it going at certain speeds? Because of the different measurements that Pebble does, you can tell if someone's been smoking inside the car. So that's a real benefit that comes from the IoT world. It comes from blockchain, but it's that owner of the device, the rental agency, gets to have that data. But you as an individual, if you have Pebble Tracker yourself and you put it in your car, well, then you own the data and you can choose who you give it to. For example, you can improve your insurance premium if you're a safe driver, and your Pebble Tracker will show all the data that you do that with. And it's the same with UCAM. I mean, I think UCAM was a gift to a communicator because we could explain to the world in very real terms what's so wonderful about having a device that has all the convenience and all the efficiency of what you want from an IoT device, but also gives you that sense of privacy that we totally lost in the IoT world before you get IoTeX coming along. I mean, all the stories that the media was reporting was about the scandals where there was some kind of hack, security breach, and more often than not, it was because the data kept on a security camera was somehow, in some centralized server. Whereas with UCAM, you can be safe in your own home, you can have all those security features, but you yourself keep the data, right? And so you remain private. So I think, it's absolutely right. It's a unique project. And it's a unique project that, because of what it's enabling and because of the products that have come out, are benefiting people.
Absolutely. Well said, Saul. I think, the vision of the user-owned future and, having devices that we can actually trust and know that they work for us and not for corporations is definitely the value prop going forward. And amazing to see all the work that has gone into that. So, Laura, we're going to have a question from you. As one of the OG members as well, joining, I think, even before we fundraised, you've seen the growth of the community from day one. Would you agree with everyone that community is one of the most important things, and how can we collaborate? How can people collaborate or help us to develop the project going forward?
Cool. It's a good question. Yeah, I must say that our community is really a crucial part to our project in many ways. I think I still remember that like 2 or 3 years ago, when we just still at our early stage of the projects. So, at that time, basically everything is still on the air. We only maybe have some white paper and yellow paper or something like that. But even at that time, we received tremendous love from the early group of community members, and they are very active to join the community campaigns, and also help us to do the testings for the codes. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Yeah, I think it's really the community that always stand on our side and be with us along with the journey. So I think all the milestones we achieved becomes more valuable with our community here. Yeah. So, but I know there's also a lot of ways to really help us. We can collaborate to work to make the Iotech a better projects. Like, for example, if you are just a token holder, right? And if you're interested in the governance of the blockchain, you can definitely stake to the Iotech network to help us to make the platform more decentralized and stronger. And you can also be as the delegate, right? And to take a leadership of this governance role. And also, if you are a developer, definitely you're very, very welcome to join our platform to build the DApps and have your own applications and products built on our platform. And if you love to social, and maybe you love to educate, like Simon, since Simon just joined our community from day one, I think, and then he joins the team, right? So if you are you're like an advocate like that, you can try to join our ambassador program to help us to raise the awareness of the brand, and also to spread the word. It's just a lot of choices you can do, because I think we always have a community which has a lot of potential, and you're also have expertise in different verticals. And we really have, even for now, we have a very good group of brand ambassadors, which help us to manage the group and also spread the word. And yeah, and if you just have no interest of all of them, you can even just be a general user that you can just try and use all the DApps we have in our platform. You can just try the UCam because that's very just related to your daily life products. Yeah, I think all this stuff can help us to bring Iotech to the next level. Yeah.
Awesome. Great words, Lori. And I think, just recap, whether you're a developer, whether you're a delegate, whether you're a user, there's so many new roles that are emerging in the Iotech ecosystem. So, whatever you want to contribute, this is a global network, open, permissionless, everybody's welcome. So regardless of what skill set you have, join us. And there's so many ways to contribute, right? So Alina, one question to you. Lori was just talking about the Global Ambassador Program, and definitely an important part of spreading awareness to different countries. So UAA Moises 8 from Twitter asks, how does Iotech plan to spread more awareness to different countries, maybe where English is not spoken, or just the international vibe of Iotech? How would you describe that?
Yeah, definitely. Our community also supports the values that Iotech has and our team has, is that we are all for decentralization. And that's why our communities are very international. And the strategy that we have is to onboard people who are Iotech advocates, who believe in our technology, who believe in our vision, the products that we now have, and would like to be leaders. That's how we call them, community leaders, aka brand ambassadors in their own countries. So they are the ones that set up local communities in their own languages, and they help us to localize our information, news releases, guides, various product overviews, you name it. Basically, all the information that you see on Iotech's official channel is being localized to over 15 languages as we speak. And we have 20 ambassadors currently, over 20 ambassadors currently in our team that are helping us with it. And the ambassadors program is something that has been crucial in Iotech's success, both at the project, and it's a very important role in terms of the community, because they are the ones to be able to share that information in their native language and be able to assist the community in the languages and give us feedback that we are able to work with in order to improve our services, products, or software even more and be better.
Awesome answer. Yeah, if you guys go to our Telegram group, check the pin message, you're going to see 20 plus international groups where you can start to join. And right now, there's always an open call for ambassadors, right? We want your help, and we want you guys to help spread the word of Iotech to your countries, because the mission of Iotech is truly universal, right? And, Saul, thanks for sticking around. I think you got got a busy Friday ahead of you, but, one question to you, one question I think our community has is, how do these messages spread across the media landscape, right? And, this question specifically is, mainstream adoption of blockchain has started with cryptocurrency. You're seeing it all over the media, all over the news. When do you think that blockchain smart devices will be adopted by the masses? And how does media and PR play a role in that overall?
Yeah, it plays a big role. I think it's a wonderful position that Iotech has been in, to be a leader. In the business, we talk about being a thought leader, because actually Iotech has been showing people a different way of thinking about all of this. I really believe that we've reached the tipping point. For the longest time, we would be discussing all the benefits and advantages of Iotech, wondering when the world was going to wake up to the fact that it's really, really important to own your own data and not to have the choice about where you give your data to. And we've realized that people always would have preferred that alternative, but there wasn't actually an alternative in the market, and now there is, because we understand that a Pebble tracker, a UCAM can make a difference. That the Iotech blockchain can enable so many more use cases. You know that you don't have to settle for what we were putting up with in the past, and so I do think we're at an inflection point, and we've seen that in the media. We've seen that the bigger companies, the corporations, have been forced to change their stance. It's actually been quite funny for us to notice that long after IoTeX was explaining what the world needed, the big corporations have suddenly decided that privacy is something that they should be showcasing, and it's become a bit of a battle. What I think happens in that battle is then people look around for alternatives, and those alternatives are going to be blockchain based. And so the question says, look, mainstream has already understood about cryptocurrency. When does it come into smart devices? Don't have a crystal ball for that, but having reached the tipping point, you understand that it's a short step from understanding Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to actually then appreciating the benefits of blockchain. And when you do that, what around you is all these smart devices. If blockchain is enabling a better smart device, it makes sense to assume that we've got a broader adoption coming down. And the media plays into this, and it's very nice for IoTeX that the media likes to have tangible things to talk about. And because IoTeX is so good at producing products that are for the real world and enabling products that are for the real world, the journalists actually love it, because they can talk about things that you can get your hands around. They can talk about things that we can all relate to in our own homes. And I think one interesting thing about IoTeX and the media is that IoTeX is in the vanguard, considered the expert, considered the thought leader, and it's because IoTeX is already thinking about this future. I think it's important that the community really understands the importance of how IoTeX is part of setting the standards, right? This is a big industry, blockchain and the IoT space, but who takes a leadership role in that? It's IoTeX itself. And when you have a standardization, then you enable more growth. The future of IoT with blockchain, with secure devices, it is quite incredible. It feels like it's science fiction, but we're starting to see, these different economies that are being enabled because you have trusted devices. It can be human to machine economies. It can even be machine to machine economies. When a vehicle drives through a toll booth, you can have an automatic payment. Well, we maybe think that that's relatively normal nowadays, but what you're doing is two machines are communicating with each other, and you can have a whole set of economies. Your transponder is communicating to the toll booth. There aren't humans involved, and there we are. We have a new type of economy enabled, and I am pretty sure that IoTeX is going to remain a thought leader in the vanguard, showing people basically the way they can have a different industry.
Absolutely. Amazing words as always, Saul. And I think, the future is bright. I think as more people understand the need for privacy and the availability of these devices and alternatives that give them privacy and control, that's when we'll start to see a really big spike in the adoption of these smart devices, right? Slow but steady, then sudden. So very, very great words there. Lori, shooting it back to you. The next question here is, how does IoTeX plan to spread awareness? Oops, sorry, we already covered this one. As education for cryptocurrency is very important, what is your plan to attract those people that don't yet know about cryptocurrency? What are we doing to spread the word through UCAM and Pebble Tracker and other initiatives?
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. So for this question, I want to say it's really really a big barrier for all the blockchain projects in this industry to do the education for people without such background, because it's really very frontier technology, and even for the people who work in the tech industry, it may take some time for them to really understand what it's talking about and how it can be used, right? But there are still many ways to do that, like some traditional ways we do, like, for example, the educational blog posts, the videos, and also the token incentives, right? And besides those, and then we can also educate people through our products in hand, I think, which can also showcase our uniqueness. So because we are actually focusing on like connecting the physical world and the digital world, like bring the real assets and devices to the blockchain, right? And we are solving some problems that really heavily related to our daily life. And then after we successfully launched the trusted devices like UCAM and Pebble, and after they got more exposed to the media and the big expos like CES, right? And after that, more and more people who has already have the concern about their privacy gradually come to the blockchain world by us. I think this is a very cool thing we achieved. And this is also one of the directions we're going to go in the future because people comes because of the products, right? Take myself as an example, because a few years ago, I have very big concern of how my personal data is used, no matter on phone or on the internet or other stuff, right? So I'm always looking for the new products and the technologies behind it, which can really solve my problem. And then I found the blockchain. And then not only I got convinced about in this blockchain industry, but I also joined the startup, the join IoTeX to really push this to the real world. So I think this is kind of like our something that we are really differentiate from other projects because we already have this products in hand, and this are really something that people are looking for in their daily life. And through this kind of stuff is a very good way for us to penetrate those community, which has nothing to do, maybe even nothing to do with the crypto, right? They're just concerned about their privacy, their data. Yeah, so I think this is one of the good direction we can go in the future.
Definitely. I still remember, CES 2019, CES 2020, or 2018, 2019. We went there and we're still trying to pitch this, even 2 years ago about privacy and devices importance. And I think the world is starting to come to our side and really understand. So, Lori, they're really great thoughts, really great personal motivations for being at the project as well, right? See the problem in the world and build the technology to really fix it. And this is our last question for this marketing and community session to Alina. So everyone watching here, really motivated by IoTex's mission and vision, want to join as an ambassador. What are the benefits of joining the ambassador program, and what are the steps involved? And maybe just share a little bit more about those that want to watch or watching now and want to contribute to IoTeX in a more meaningful way.
Definitely. So joining the ambassador program is super easy. The most important requirement is for you to love what we do and believe in IoTex's vision. So because you will be the advocate for the project in whichever community that you would like to sign up for or to help promote the project on social. Basically, the process is very simple. In our Telegram official group, in the pin message, you'll find a link that will lead you to a blog post where you can read more about the brand ambassador program, find out the general roles, responsibilities, and rewards associated with it. To quickly mention the rewards, there will be rewards in IoTeX, as well as first-hand experience of the tools and products that we launch. So you will have a direct access to our closed group with the team and co-founders and be able to find out information firsthand and try out our products firsthand when they launch. And in the blog post at the bottom, find a link that will lead you to an application form. Fill it out. As I said, in terms of the requirements, you've got to know about IoTeX, support our vision, believe in what we do, and it would be great if you would have some experience probably managing a community, or if you've been in crypto or blockchain for a bit. We're definitely looking for people that are motivated and would like to support our project and take it to the next level. We've seen the help and the great contributions from our ambassadors in the last 3 years and the power of the community. So we're definitely looking for more people like our ambassadors that we currently have in order to take the project to the next level.
Awesome. Great words, Alina. Everyone go check out the Telegram group. There's a pinned message in there. And if you want to join as an ambassador, we're looking for people that are just passionate, right? Or whatever your skill set is. You're a developer, you're a writer, you're a graphic designer, or you're just a person that loves IoTeX. We welcome you to join the community. And, thank you guys so much for joining this session. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and we'll hear from you guys very, very soon. There's one question here that I'm going to take, and we have a very interesting thing to share with you. It's about, how will Iotech ensure it selects partners and new team members that really share the vision and the future of Iotech. So, we really value those, of course, that are true believers, but also have great experience in both the inside the crypto space and outside the crypto space, right? And those that know, we've been trying to hire a new marketing manager, and we'd like to introduce him right now. His name is Earth. He comes with experience from Amazon, with experience from Vice Media, and was recently head of marketing at EMX. So welcome, Earth. We want to give you a chance to really just introduce yourself. Earth's just getting onboarded, really diving into everything Iotech. But give us a little bit of background on yourself and what you're really excited to bring to Iotech.
Yeah, guys. Hi, everyone. So like Larry mentioned, I joined Iotech recently as a marketing manager. I have about 8 years marketing-wise experience. So Amazon, Vice Media, then EMX. So a variety of big corporations to startups. So I'm just super excited to kind of be here and kind of help Iotech grow.
Awesome. We're going to hear a lot more from Earth in the coming weeks. And it's really good to put a name to a face. So welcome, Earth, the Iotech team. We're really looking forward to what you're going to contribute to the ecosystem here. So that is our session for today. We're going to take our pre-recorded session for today. We're going to welcome back the members of the team and, take some of your live questions here for as long as we can go. We have a team catch up at 10:30 a.m. Pacific on most days, but today's a special day. So, we're going to be, answering some more of your questions live, welcoming everyone back into the stream. I see Simone's in the car, but it's just always on the move, right? Always doing stuff, always on the move. So, drop your live questions for us in the chat right now, and we're going to answer a few of the favorite ones here. So, here's one interesting one. Every project name has a reason why they name their projects like that. So, what is the reason behind IoTeX? A lot of people think about, IoT extension, IoT experts, IoT, etc. But maybe co-founders Raul and Kevin Jing, how did you come up with this name?
Yeah, so that's actually IoT extension, IoT extended to the real world, IoT exchange of value, IoT lots of things. Actually, EX carries a lot of meanings about a lot of things, but definitely like share our vision about how can we connect the physical world to the blockchain world. I think that's generally speaking how we interpret it, this one.
Definitely. IoTeX is kind of course has IoT in the name, but the project has grown to be so much more than IoT, right? So I like to think about it as extending the benefits of IoT into other places like social and DeFi, of course, blockchain. Kevin Jing, anything to add on that one? Your thoughts there?
Yeah, maybe it's the explosion of the IoT.
I like that.
Yeah,
like
decentralized one. Yeah.
All the Latin terms that start with X is
in general.
And also EX is stand for future.
That's true. Definitely. Here's a fun one from Popanchi and Pachi. Is it possible to have a merch site for Iotech? I get comments all the time how we get some Iotech swag shipped across the country. We're revitalizing VitaMart right now. Maybe Lori, Alina, you guys can share a little bit about what's going to come ahead for VitaMart. Right now, you can get some cool Ledger stuff, but what do we have coming in the future?
Yeah, definitely. We currently and the VitaMart is still under development, the next version. So after we have the new version on, we definitely will onboard some T-shirts like water bottles or anything else you guys want to have, and we can definitely have our branding on that. And recently, we also are onboarding a new senior designer, and I think it will be very soon. We will have a lot of cool designs, and definitely we also want to host some community campaigns which you guys have some cool ideas about the design, and you can maybe do some drawing, do some designing. We can also enable those designs on our new swags. Yeah.
Definitely. You know, we're looking forward to putting this swag in you guys' hands. You guys have been asking for it. So, you know, we have a saying in the trader group, ask and you shall receive. That's the IoTeX way, right? Cool. Next question here. Here's kind of a serious one, right? You know, as we all know, you know, IoTeX started in the bear market in 2018, and we, you know, regardless of the climate, we've always been building. It hasn't changed our mentality. Of course, the price right now, all-time high USDT price, but it doesn't change the drive and the passion we have. But what's really carried us through? Krishna wants to know, what was the toughest day amongst all these years? And, you know, how do we kind of carry through it? Maybe, you know, anyone want to jump in? There's been a lot of tough days, long nights, but, you know, everything has been, you know, forward progress, right? Maybe Kevin, you want to share some thoughts about challenges that we overcame, especially in the crypto space?
Yeah, so toughest day, I would say it's a tougher period. So at the time that the whole market was bearish, and a lot of people are losing faith in crypto, in blockchain, and when you're actually working on such an awesome project like Iotech, and people do not understand. Even my former friends who understand the technology, but they were still kind of like debating, even challenging about the technology and also the future as well. And at that time, we also, I mean, the industry actually came out of the words like hodler and also builder. So that's kind of like getting people who are working in this kind of field to hold the faith to make it happen. Right now, I think either crypto or blockchain has been more and more adopted by the mainstream. For example, like the Wall Street investors, they are also kind of buying, and also some like public listing companies announced that they do something into crypto or blockchain, and it become more and more popular. But the technology underneath are didn't change. We just continue our journey there. So yeah, I would say maybe in the future there can be other tough period, but after this kind of like either bullish market and the bearish market, we cannot we can just achieve it, and in the future, just like we have said earlier, that our vision has never changed. We just want to connect all the physical worlds, bring all the assets and the data onto blockchain and powered by blockchain.
Definitely, you know, building through the bear market and seeing, you know, IoTeX reaching an all-time high yesterday is very rewarding, of course, but, you know, doesn't change our mentality. You know, we see IoTeX as the future, right? We really want to, you know, carry this vision regardless of the climate. And, you know, those that know us know we build through everything, right? There's a question here about the next steps for IoT devices. Shivam asks, can we expect any new IoT devices soon or in the future? Simone, I know you're in the car, but you're working on some cool Arduino, Raspberry Pi stuff. Do you want to share a little bit about that? How it's going to impact the developer community?
Yeah, they kicked me out. They kicked me out of the sharing of the co-working. they were closing.
Yeah.
Well, the Pebble Tracker itself is a great device. It's very advanced stuff there in terms of security and secure hardware. But that's not the only option, actually. There are lots of interesting, even just educational applications that can be made with simpler devices, like those who support the Arduino ecosystem, but also the ESP32, very popular device. All these devices are very, very popular among makers. And also you can do, actually, I can also say from my experience that they're getting very, very popular in the industry also. lots of machines, automatic machines in the industry are now using Arduinos and ESP32 to do even more complicated stuff. So onboarding this type of devices in the blockchain is quite an interesting concept that I think in the worst case, it's an educational platform for everybody to experiment and then move to more like advanced device. So yeah, we're working also towards this type of projects with other developers, and yeah, that's an interesting stuff. We can also have some decentralized identity applications with these devices. So yeah, very interesting direction, this one. I don't know if there are other projects for other devices that I'm not aware of, but this one is the one I'm following now.
Yeah, definitely. Our goal is to power all devices in the future, right? We're not just the camera company. We're not just an asset tracker company. We're not just a Raspberry Pi. We want to do everything. I see people talking about smart mirrors, smart locks in the chat. Alina, Lori, what are some of the devices you want to use powered by IoTeX in the future? It could be anything. IoTeX car, I don't know. IoTeX phone. What's in the future for you guys?
Everything and anything that has powered by IoTeX on it.
Anything that collected my data. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, IO car could be, self-driving. There's a lot of the world's an oyster, right? IoT and blockchain are the horizontals, and all these industry are the verticals, right? So just seeing how that all plays out is going to be very, very, very interesting. Papanchi has another question here about NFTs. Do you have plans to, or are you interested in making a move into NFTs? We're cooking some stuff in the background related to this. We just announced a partnership with Polygon, who has OpenSea launching on layer 2 for a great NFT marketplace to place all of our future NFTs. But those that know, Pebble Go is a very big initiative that's coming up. Rowland's been knee deep in building the first POC MVP for Pebble Go. Rowland, maybe share a little bit about what the future of NFTs looks like on IoTeX.
Yeah, I think NFT, there are two parts. One is creation, one is exchange, right? So exchange, we're actually working with probably like the top 3, 4, 5, I don't know, NFT marketplaces, and try to get them on board onto IoTeX to issue a copy of their protocol. Of course, have a marketplace on IoTeX. I think that's kind of exciting part. And for the creation or maybe insurance part, of course, Pebble will be like one kind of information source that powers the creation of the NFT token. And we are also working with other partners, have different sorts of information, pump into the same thing and create like the NFT token. And not sure if you guys know, like this NFT is basically the same as DID we were talking about previously. Both of them just like a unique identifier of a object, no matter it's like a digital object or it's like a physical object, right? So it's a similar thing. So I think we're always in this space.
Definitely. NFTs are going to be really cool. Pebble Go is going to allow you to use Pebble Tracker and prove your presence anywhere around the world to claim different NFTs. Personally, I've been spending my days talking to a lot of cool partners, artists, restaurants, and things like that to bring even more non-crypto people into the fold. And that's really about applying blockchain technology in a beneficial way, not just because it's powered by blockchain, but because it's something that guarantees the security, the scarcity of these NFTs. And I personally think it's going to be the next big thing for IoTeX.
Maybe I just add in 2 cents. Actually, we see, NFT will have a big future. It will not limited to the current kind of, the collectibles, the digital art, and the gamified items, right? Which is just a starting point. And what IoTeX want to focus is how we can just like bring the real world asset, make them just like, NFT'd into the crypto world and make them, exchangeable. I think just IoTeX will leverage on our, the hardware, our, kind of the real world oracles and, the tracking system. This can just like, seamlessly bridge this real world asset into, the blockchain world, make them tradable. I think this will be the direction we are working on. Definitely. Regarding the NFT market.
It's just an extension of the ownership kind of philosophy of Iotech, right? Own your data, own your funds, own your digital reputation, own your identity, right? So it's all linked together. And, I think we don't want to leave too much out, but, that's really the big picture of what IoTeX 2.0 is about, right? It's things that we've been teasing for a little bit, but 2.0 is really going to bring that full picture to life. So, we just launched Mainnet version 1.2. We're going to have much more about what 2.0 and the Cambrian explosion that Roland talks about is really all about in the future, right? But, we're running up on an hour and a half here. We would love to interact with you guys all day. We're going to take a couple more questions and call it a day. Just to celebrate our 3-year anniversary, we still got a lot of work to do. So, one thing that, let's see here. There's a lot of questions here. Some of them we can't talk about. But, here's one from Javelin de los Santos, celebrating your 3-year anniversary. We kind of covered this a little bit, but, Dustin, maybe share a little bit about your thoughts, as we build out the technology of IoTeX, what's been the struggle and how we overcome it? And, just share a little bit more thoughts with the community about what you're really looking forward to reach the first decentralized IoT network in the world.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of technical challenges in the past 3 years. Like we kind of really start from ground zero to handcraft all those codes, all the back end, all the front end to support and running a P2P IoT network. What is the struggle experience? I feel it's kind of like sometimes it's very hard. You can say struggle, but also it's very fun and a challenging experience because you work with a very talented team and kind of solve all the technical challenges in front of you. Like, I think the earlier question was like, what was your hardest time, right? Like for us, all right. I mean, for the co-founders, of course, they are shouldering a larger responsibility. They have to take care of everything, like financial everything. But for the technical team, it's really like some user report, oh, the website is down, or your API is not working. For us, but I'm really glad that, like I said, we had a very talented team. Everyone was going to dive in and quickly look. And usually we can figure out like what's wrong in very short time, and then we quickly figure out a solution to fix that. We've gone through a couple of such occasions, and if you say like what's the most struggle, I would say that's the moment.
Yeah. With what's that thing that man says or something? You got to struggle to succeed. That's not exactly what it was, but pressure and progress always builds from experience, and I think we've had a lot of those experiences in the past 3 years. So this is going to be the last question for the day, guys. It's from FreeKip. Is it in IoTex's future to be compatible with other blockchains? Let's say SingularityNet, IoTeX. Those would just be so powerful. We have a fledgling cross-chain ecosystem starting to form. And, this is the really exciting part. It's not just about bringing IoTeX capabilities, but also spreading IoTeX capabilities to other networks, right? We have deep integrations into Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum, the 2 top networks in the world. We're looking at Huobi and Polkadot in the future, and we've partnered with Unify and Polygon as cross-chain partners to really expand the footprint of IoTeX across the blockchain industry, and many more cross-chain partners to come. So Kevin, you've really been diving deep into the cross-chain world with IoTube. You're really leading the development of that. Share a little bit about what's to come with the cross-chain ecosystem for IoTeX and what the purpose of it all is.
Yeah, so I would say cross-chain is so necessary because there are so many different type of like blockchain standards. Getting all the getting all the blockchain connected is very important. It's also a part of our vision to achieve such a world that all the devices and all the data can be connected. So we started with our product called IoTube, I think 3 years ago, having our IoTeX-E from Ethereum to our mainnet. And later we partner with different cross-chain partners, just show on this chart. Right now, kind of like either DApps or blockchains initiatives like Unify, like Polygon, and recently we also announced our partnership with Shiftchain, who is also doing kind of a crosschain between Ethereum and Cosmos-like blockchain. So that's actually opened the possibility for us to connect all the assets from different type of blockchains. Right now the tube is already supporting the tube v4 is already supporting BSC, Ethereum, and future there will be Kaiko, which is Huobi blockchain, and we are also looking into Polkadot type of like blockchains as well. So this can be the full picture of how the different type of blockchain can be connected.
Definitely. I think the future is multi-chain, and we definitely embrace it. And this is another way, Mainnet 1.2 really comes into play, right? Like connecting Ethereum tools that are used by thousands and thousands of developers worldwide and bringing them to Iotech to make it not only easier to connect Iotech to other blockchains, but also to build brand new IoT applications on Iotech. So, with that, our friend Rafi says Cambrian Iotech explosion is coming soon. He's not wrong. There's so much more to come with Iotech, right? This is a huge milestone for us, 3-year anniversary of our first code release. And let's look forward to the next 3 years, right, guys? So we really enjoyed having the entire, most of the core team here. Of course, there's amazing team members like Drew and many, many more around the world. The team has grown to over 20 plus globally, 25 plus globally, and ambassador group is growing. Ecosystem partners are growing, so it's just really amazing to see all of the amazing progress overall. So with that, we're going to call it a day. As always in IoTeX fashion, there's always things to work on. So thank you guys so much for joining the live stream, and we'll look forward to the next anniversary live stream and many more to come soon. So with that, have a great weekend. Everyone on the team, say bye to the community, and we'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
Mhm.